Welcome back again. This is Wednesday, April the 7th, 2021, and we do have some market movers to go over here today. But before we jump into them, I'm going to remind you guys again that I do have links in my description, and both of those links really help me out, whether it is my Patreon, which has a variety of tiers that could be suitable to you, or my TCG Player affiliate link, which basically lets me get a small percentage of any purchase you make using my affiliate link, and all of these things help support my channel, so please help me grow and help me continue making content. Let's jump into these movers here today, starting off with Cleansing from the Dark. This is a reserve list card, and it's the first card on our list, up 5.47% today from $23.75 to $25.05. Now, there wasn't any decks that I could find that were registered that are using this card, but it is a reserve list card from the Dark, and there's just not a lot of near mint copies of this card on the market. Next up, Carpet of Flowers from Urza's Saga. This uncommon is up 5.72% today from $24.30 to $25.69. It sees most of its play in Legacy, Snow Miracles, and Food Chain, but it does see some play in Commander. There is a cheaper copy, however, that just came out recently in Mystery Boosters that you can get for about $23 on the market right now. Next up is Hex Drinker from Modern Horizons. This card has shown up on our list previously before, and it is up 6.06% today from $32.82 to $34.81, seeing new all-time highs. Now, this card sees a lot of play in Modern Jund Death Shadow, but also Legacy Temur Delver, and it was only ever printed in Modern Horizons. Next up is Elder Gargaroth from Core Set 2021. This is up 6.50% today from $15.69 to $16.71. It sees most of its play in Standard, Sultai Control, Temur Ramp, and even a mono green Stompy deck as well. Next up is Synapse Sliver. We've seen this card show up before. This is from Legions, up 7.01% today from $32.37 to $34.64. Now, this is a really powerful sliver that lets you draw cards, and it sees a lot of play, obviously, in Commander. It shows up the most in Sliver Overlord decks, but it also sees a variety of play in First Sliver and Sliver Legion decks. Next up is Tangle Wire from Nemesis. This card is up 7.59% today, seeing new all-time highs from $17.40 to $18.72. Now, this card is a rare from Nemesis, and it does see some play, mostly in Commander. It sees the most play in Brago King Eternal decks that are listed on MTG Goldfish. Next up is Hullbreacher from Commander Legends. This rare is up 7.74% from $23.40 to $25.21. Now, this card sees a lot of play in Commander, mostly in Atasigar, the Golden Fang deck, but it also sees play in Urza, Lord High Artificer as well. Next up is Elvish Champion, a card that we've seen frequent this list quite a lot. This is the 10th edition version of the card, up 8.13% from $12.30 to $13.30. Now, this card sees most of its play in Commander, more recently in a Lathril Blade of Elves deck, which was actually fairly recent, Precon Commander from Kaldheim. Okay, Spire Bluff Canal from Kaladesh. This is up 9.11% from $12.63 to $13.78. Now, this card is only ever being printed once in Kaladesh, and it sees a lot of play in a variety of formats: Modern, Pioneer, Commander, Historic, but mostly it sees play in Blitz and Modern right now, which is a very competitive deck. Okay, and the next card we have on the list to talk about is Omniscience. This is the Magic 2013 version, also printed in Core Set 2019. This one is up 10.09% from $16.36 to $18.01. Now, it sees most of its play in Commander, but it sees a bit of play in Historic and Legacy, but most of its play is in a Golos Tireless Pilgrim deck. Next up we have is Nightmare. This is the revised edition, a very iconic card, up 11.97% from $9.19 to $10.29. Now, it uses the same art from UBC, which is the original sets, so for that reason, very iconic artwork, so people want to collect it for that, and it's also less copies now on the market of revised. Pyramids from Arabian Nights. This reserve list Arabian Nights card is up 12.66% today from $215.98 to $243.32. Now, I couldn't find any decks that actually are using this, at least registered, but if there is any decks that are using it, please let me know. But I know it is a reserve list card from Arabian Nights, and that's why it's on the list. Next up, In the Eye of Chaos from Legends. This is a card on our list yesterday. It is a reserve list card, up 13.48% from $248.77 to $282.31. It sees most of its play in Commander, but it also sees play in a Legacy white-green deck as well. Okay, next up on the list is Greater Realm of Preservations from Legends. This card is up 17.05% from $6.51 to $7.62. I love the art on this card, and it is seeing a bit of play, actually, in a Lady Evangela deck that is registered on MTG Goldfish, and that is in the Commander format. Okay, and the next card we have to talk about on this list today is Shahrazad. Very hard to say that card. From Arabian Nights, this is a reserve list card with beautiful artwork, very iconic from this set. This is up 17.42% from $281.10 to $330.08. Now, there isn't any registered decks that I could find that are using this, but if there is any other reason that it's going up today besides it being a reserve list card from Arabian Nights, please let me know in the comments. Next up is Kaya's Guile from Modern Horizons. There's a lot of Modern Horizons cards that have been very hot in the last week or so, and this card is up 29.69% from $4.48 to $5.81, seeing new all-time highs. And this card sees a lot of play in Modern and Commander, but more recently, Esper Control is one of the things that's pushing the price up. Next up is Mirrorwing Dragon from Eldritch Moon. This card is up 61.46% from $1.92 to $3.10. Now, this is a mythic from Eldritch Moon, so there's not a lot of these on the market, but it sees most of its play, like you guessed it, in Commander, in Feather the Redeemed, and a variety of other decks. Okay, we're going to take a look at some Mercadian Mask foils because they have been really going up like crazy on the market recently. Let's start this little small list off with Leyline from Mercadian Mask. This is about $1.28 on the market right now, and this enchantment does see a little bit of play, but it's mostly just an old border foil that really is seeing a lot of interest right now. Silverglade Pathfinder, another green old border foil from Mercadian Mask. This is about an average price right now on the market, about $2.80. Doesn't seem like much, but it has been spiking aggressively recently. And you can also discard cards and search your library for basic lands. Thunderclap from Mercadian Mask. This card is a red card from Mercadian Mask. It has that old border look to it. It looks beautiful in foil, and this card right now has an average price of about $10.28 on the market. War Cadence from Mercadian Mask, another red card. This enchantment is around $12.50 as its average price on the markets, but I believe that this card will go up even further. Counterspell from Mercadian Mask. This is the one I really wanted to talk about. Now look at that price. Wow, $2,047 is average market price. Now remember, this is the first ever printing of this card in foil, so for that reason, it has been spiking aggressively lately. Okay, final thoughts on the market. We are still seeing a lot of cards from Modern Horizons that are really pushing the market up. We are seeing a bit more reserve list cards, not quite as much as yesterday, but we are seeing a lot of Arabian Nights cards, which was a set that we saw a lot of a few months ago, but now it looks like they're back. They were replaced by Legends cards, which we still see a lot of Legends cards on the market, but now we are finally seeing Arabian Nights as maybe there was a bit of a retrace, and now these cards are going back to seeing new all-time highs. All right, I do these videos from Monday to Friday, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing, like, and leave a comment, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on the market down below. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for another Market Movers. Being a patron will help me produce more market movers and add to the funds that I will use for my random buys and also to my coffee fund, because I drink a lot of coffee for these videos. And here you can see a link below in the description that will give you all the tiers and what you get in each tier. So I hope you guys click and think about joining. And with that, I'll see you next video. Think about supporting the channel in that way. If not, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you again in the next video.